Chatting Tracks. Let's talk music.
Hi, it's Chatting Tracks. I'm Robbie. Let's talk music indeed. Welcome to today's episode. Now, like the rest of the world, all the Bowie or Bowie fans, depending on how you want to pronounce it, I'll call him David from now on to stop any arguments in the comments. His new album's just dropped, Rock and Roll Star. Look at this, absolutely fantastic. It's got a beautiful, beautiful silver and black cover on it like a mirror. It's wonderful. Check this out. And David's just glimmering on it like the star he was. Absolutely amazing. Track listing on the back is the same. Well, you can see my setup there. Absolutely fantastic. And what is this album? It's mainly made of Ziggy sessions to lead you to this album. Mine's signed by Woodmansey here as well. Yeah, so what this is the sort of demos, the sessions and the outtakes that led up to this absolutely groundbreaking and amazing album. There's two versions of it. There's this version. And then there's the box set version as well, which has come out, which I think is 74 quid. Has a lot more on it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I just thought we'd go through some of the track listings on this as well, and we'll just talk about the songs and my impressions of them on a first listen. I'm a huge Bowie... No, I wasn't going to say his name. I'm a huge David fan, and I've heard a lot of his stuff, but, you know, I never went into the world of outtakes, bootlegs and stuff like that, so a lot of this was new to me when I heard it for the first time. And I think that was a nicer way for me to find it. So, yeah, I thought we'd go through some of that. So the first track on here is Hang On To Yourself, and it's an early Ziggy session take. What I liked about it was it does a counting at the start, which is always nice when they have the little personal touches in it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they start. That sounds really great as well. The chorus has changed though. When you get to the chorus, that's completely different, and that was a nice surprise as well. When I got there, that was completely, you know, you just sing the original version in your head and it just took you off somewhere else, and that was quite nice. And the claps on this were really sharp and precise in the mix. In the original one, not that they sound muffled, but on this version they seem to just cut straight through, and they have more of a clap sound rather than a sort of clapping next door sound, shall I say. The next track is Star, and that is to alternate take 5. What's nice about it is it sounds like it's nearly like the original. It's just creeping its way there, and it's nearly there. The harmonies sound really nice on it as well. There was lovely harmonies from David, and I think he's sort of backing himself, or maybe Ronno's doing it, but there's a lot in there that's really, really nice. It sounds really great. Track 3 on this one, Lady Stardust, is a real standout for me. It is the Take One alternative version, and it's almost the original. The music sounds pretty much exactly the same, but David's got a really laid back vocal on it. He's sort of just people's and it's almost like he's working it out rather than singing like a punchy performance like he did on the original album. But what makes the strength of it is that it's so laid back. It's like a new version, and it's just really chilled, and it sounds really nice. And I just think on this album, like when I first played it, it made me go, oh, hang on. That was the standout one that hit me on that one as well. So after that, you've got Shadow Man from the Ziggy sessions, and it's got the acoustic guitar in this really shines through. It's got a load of top end on it, makes it really crispy sounding with a load of mid, and it just sounds really, really nice. It really comes through on that. There's also a delay vocal on David's voice. It sounds really, really nice as well. The way it just plays out to the beat really, really works for the single as well. It's a really cool single, and I really like that one as well. I thought it was really, really cool. After that, you've got Superman, the Ziggy session, but the 2023 remix. It's on the end of Men Who Sold the World, and I think it's better on that album. I don't think it would have fit on the Ziggy album at all. It just doesn't seem to gel with the rest of the stuff that's going on. The sound quality, though, is absolutely fantastic on it. The remix is just amazing. You've got a lot of depth on the bass. The drums are really punchy, and the guitars just cut through as well. David sounds amazing on it. It's just a really cool mix of that song, and it really, really works. After that, you've got Holy Holy from the Ziggy session, and it's an alternative mix. Sounds a lot like the original version, the original mix that you can hear as well. It just sounds brighter. I've written it sounds brighter than the original. So yet again, a lot of it is just, it sounds a bit brighter than the original version where they remixed it. After that, you've got Round and Round, which is a Chuck Berry song. And yet again, it's a slightly different mix, nice and clear as well. It's interesting, there's sort of 2 covers on this, and in my mind, I was sort of going, do we need both? You know, should we just have one? That's what pin-ups is for, you know. Do we need both? The other one is, I can't explain, we'll get into it a bit later. But, you know, for me, you know, I really want the demos of, you know, David's original stuff. Do I want covers? Yeah, no, maybe on a separate album that I'm not bothered about. But, yeah, that was on there, and that's the end of side 1. The first track on side 2 is Velvet Goldmine from the Ziggy session. It's a 2022 mix. I love this song. I think it's fantastic. I think it's brilliant. It should have been on Ziggy Stardust as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a massive fan of the song Star, and I would have swapped it out for that one, in all honesty. In fact, what would you have done? If you've got any of these demos, what would you have swapped out? Let me know in the comments what you would have done, because I think Velvet Goldmine is a better song than Star, but that's just my opinion. you know, originally it was called He's a Goldmine, but it changed the title and made it much better than that. It sounds great. It sounds amazing. It's just a fantastic single that they should have put on the album, as far as I'm concerned. And the film Velvet Goldmine obviously took the title from this single. What do you think of the film? This is a question, because I actually quite like the film. I thought it was really interesting with what they did with it. Do you like the Velvet Goldmine film? Let me know. I'd love your ideas on that as well and what you think of that film. Let me know in the comments again. Hit me up. I'd love to know what you think. It just sounds great. It's a single that they missed. They should have put it on there, as far as I'm concerned. After that, you've got Looking for a Friend from the Ziggy sessions again. It's another Ziggy version. Originally, it was done with the Arnold Corns band, and then he sort of redid it again for this Ziggy session. Yeah, again, it's okay. It sounds nice and bright. It's just a repro of an old song, and it sounds quite nice as well. It's hard to talk about some of them because I think there's opportunities missed, and we're going to get to those in a minute. And I think I'm more annoyed about the opportunities we've missed here than the actual tracks that are on it sometimes. So one of the ones that did surprise me when I was playing for this album is It's Gonna Rain Again. And it's got a massive Bo Diddley influenced rhythm on it. And it sounds like a cover. It sounds like Bo has covered it, but he didn't, he wrote it himself. And it just sounds really nice. Where they've cleaned it up on this album, it's got a really lovely sounding sort of and you can hear the Stones singing their other song on it. I'm not going to sing it in case I get a copyright strike, but you know, it sounds like a wonderful Bo Diddley single. And this is one as well I think that they missed, that it wouldn't have fit on Ziggy at all, but you know, could they put it somewhere else as a B-side and released it? That would have worked as well, maybe, because it's just a really cool, interesting song, which I'd never actually heard before until I heard this. Like I said, I love David and I love his stuff, but I don't dig too deep sometimes because I like to find new things, and I found it on this and I think it's great. After that, you've got Sweethead, which is another 2022 remix. It was recorded in '71. They didn't release it till 1990. Yet again, a nice track, sounds great. But, you know, it's just a middle track to me. It sounds nice, and it's nice and clear, and there's a lot going on in it. But, yet again, it's okay. It's okay. After that, you've got the Starman 2022 Top of the Pops mix. This is okay. Like, the music sounds kind of okay, and David sings it really well. But it's very lackluster. When you listen to it, it's a very sort of, like, I'm not going to say lazy, but it's very laid back to the point of I can't be bothered. It almost sounds like David can't be bothered to do this. Rono plays on it, Mick Ronson plays amazing on it as well. But even the solo sounds like he couldn't be bothered. And I don't mean that in a flippant way, like a sort of, it's more sort of like, we'll just get this done and then we'll go and get lunch. It had a very sort of lackluster, you know, version of it. And it's, you know, I'm sure there's a better version in the archive somewhere they could have put on than this. But I don't know, you know, if you've heard this version, do you like it? Let me know in the comments. But I just think it was very lackluster and it just didn't seem to go anywhere for me. But I'm just pleased it's on here as well, you know. A nice version of a track on here, which you know and love, is John I'm Only Dancing. It's recorded in Trident. This is Trident Studio mix. The stamps are missing though, where it goes, you turn me on. Those are really predominant. They're either pushed down in the mix and I couldn't hear them at all, or they're just completely missing, one of the two. But I kind of missed those when they weren't there. But yet again, it's the evolution of the song. So if he's put them on later, you go, oh, thank God he put that on, because now I've heard the two, I missed those bits on it as well. Also the guitar lick, that's down in the mix as well, or it's not there. It's one of the two, I can't figure it out, or maybe yet again they figured it out later. But it does sound really nice. It's a great version of the song, but it's definitely a demo version. You can hear it's not there, and once you know the original, well, is it the original technically? It's the demo, but once you know the version that came out, you know, it just really, you can hear the evolution, and you really want the original version that you know and love, because it just makes it sound better. What's nice is right at the end of the song though, is Rono plays the pickup switch, so it goes down now, and you can hear him playing with that, which is really great because it gives it such a live feel. I mean, it probably was live, but you know, I mean, you can hear he's actually playing the guitar and playing with the song, and it just adds such a lovely little touch to it. And I love it when musicians do things like that. The last track on the album is I Can't Explain, and that was a Trident Studio version. Like I was saying earlier, you know, did I really need it? I don't think so. It's on pin-ups anyway, so why don't you save that stuff for pin-ups and just put absolutely amazing stuff on this version of this album, because that's what I really wanted on it. I wanted it to have loads of demos and stuff I've not heard before, and outtakes. It's okay, you know, like I say, it's okay. It's not a bad version at all. So So some of the Ziggy outtakes that they recorded at the time but didn't use in the album was Round and Round, Amsterdam, Velvet Goldmine, Holy Holy and Sweethead. Now for me, I would have put Velvet Goldmine in and took Star out. I've never been a big fan of the song Star on the Ziggy album. In fact, let me know if you could mix it around and take some of these demos or other tracks from other albums and put it in the Ziggy album from Hunky Dory and Man Who Sold the World. Which one would you mix around and put in there? I'd love to know your opinions in the comments. So let me know, hit me up, talk to me and let me know. You know, it's a nice album, the Rock and Roll Star album. You know, I mean, it looks nice and the track listing's fantastic, but it's not this one. Now, this one to me is just absolutely amazing. This is the Divine Symmetry box set that came out a few years ago, which I've got up there. I've got the whole thing. I've got like the big box set, and this is the album version. Now, what they did on this is they culled it down to make Hunky Dory with the demos and the alternative versions. And that's how you got this absolutely incredible album. This is literally one of my favourite albums of David's that I play all the time now. And I wanted this to be this. So when it was coming through the post, I was hoping I was going to get a Ziggy version of this album, and I didn't get it. And I think that's what's disappointed me a little bit, that I like it as an album. I think it's a really interesting album, this one, but it's not this one. And don't get me wrong, Hunky Dory is one of my favourite albums, but I think if they'd put some of the demos from the longer box set on this, it would have been much better, like I was saying, take out some of the tracks. Like you've got So Long 60s, which is on the longer box set, which is basically Moon Age Daydream. So they could have done, like with this one, they could have done the original track listing with this, with the demos that they've got in this huge box set and made this album. I think at the minute this album is basically the run up to the Ziggy album, which is fine, but I think I would have preferred to have had a album like this one with Ziggy outtakes and session demos and things like that, then an official Ziggy like version with the original track listing, maybe invert the original cover and things like that on it or something like that, or swap the back to the front, I don't know, something like that. But I think I would have preferred that than this. I mean, maybe my expectation was a little bit too high for this when it came through. I think it's okay. I think it's all right, but it's not the Divine Symmetry one, which I really, really wanted it to be. The bigger box set, I think, explains more of the album's development. So I'll put a link to the Spotify version in the description so you can check it all out. Also, there's some Haddon Hall, the band just playing live that sounded amazing. So if you had the Haddon Hall songs on that with these outtakes, that would have made a stronger album, I think, than that. And right at the end of this one, it's got Moon Age Daydream, the instrumental version on it, which for some reason just appears in the box set. Most of this on the larger box set on this album is CD5. So this would be CD5 if you sort of dug it out. It's mainly a lot of that with a few bits chucked in from everywhere else. I think it's okay. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you been waiting for it? Are you pleased with it? What should they have done with it? I loved your opinion on it as well. Did you like the original Divine Symmetry version as well? If you've got this one, have you heard this? I think this is better, to be honest with you, but there we go. And, you know, while you're here, why not check out the rest of the channel, because I've got live streams, I've got reaction videos, I've also got interviews with musicians as well. And, you know, if you can do it, the big ask, if you can subscribe, that'd be absolutely amazing. If you've already done it, thank you so much, you're incredible, because I'm getting closer to being able to talk about music all day, which is what I love doing. Just hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. What's your favourite Bowie track? What's your favourite Bowie album? David, oh, sorry, I wasn't going to say the other part, was I? Let me know in the comments what your favourite is, because I'd love to know that as well. Is there something that I should check out that I don't know about? Like I was saying earlier, I don't dig too deep because I want to be surprised. Is there something that I should definitely check out as well? Let me know in the comments about that as well. Either way, thanks for joining me. I just love sitting here talking about music and different artists and different records. So thanks for helping me spread the Chatting Tracks music community, and thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I really do, because I could just get to talk about music and I'd love to do it all day. Anyway, there's a Starman, he's waiting in the sky, and I'll see you soon. Love and peace.